Yes, the woman was going to sort of get the lochia coming out for the next 40 days or so. Those membranes, yes, it can set off you sort of marshalling your clotting factors onto the site, the placenta site, and but to think putting your gloved hand into the uterus is a blind procedure. If you have ever seen a woman go through delivery and being subjected to that act, is very painful. Very, very, very painful. So I'm more like, inspect the placenta, look at the cotyledons, look at the membranes. If all is fine, no need. Okay? There is always room to take your time, give your uterotonics, rub the uterus to contract. Hey, sorry. It's supposed to be your wash. Sorry. It's supposed to be your wash.
Okay. So
yeah,
placenta is out. Now you can decide whether you want to exteriorize the uterus or suture the uterus still within the cavity.
Single layer, double layer.
It doesn't really matter, but there have been studies that have suggested that women who have come subsequently with uterine ruptures during labor, there was a higher number of those who had just a single layer repair as compared to double layer. But yes.
Wow. So is that it? Or there's more?
Do well to close the uterus.
Yes.
Inspect.
Yes.
For bleeding, especially from the corners. Secure your corners very well. And then the advantage of exteriorizing the uterus is that you'll be able to inspect behind, because sometimes
You can get posterior there.
you can get
Posterior hematoma.
Yes.
Hiding there. It has really caused some embarrassment.
Why is a surgical trainee talking about cesarean section? It's because if you are from the district, it's one of the very important, commonly life-saving procedures that one has to perform. That's why.
It's an interesting one. How many times have you had to perform emergency hysterectomy on account of uterine getting postpartum hemorrhage?
It's quite a number of times, and it's not. It's a last resort. That has to be stressed, because especially if it's a woman's first child,
young person.
yes, then virtually rendering her unproductive from there. So it must be a last resort.
It's a difficult one too.
It's a very difficult decision, yes. And then, so first, go through the other methods that can be employed to save the uterus. For instance, like a B-Lynch procedure that can be performed. There is systematic devascularization of the uterus that can also be performed. Yes, I didn't have to do quite a number of I didn't have to do too many because I had the opportunity to be working with an experienced obstetrician gynecologist. No.
Oh, okay.
This one is at Tetekwashi Hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he usually, he taught us how to perform good cesarean section and how to handle an atonic uterus.
Okay.
And if there is trouble, he would jump in and then save the day. So
have you had to use this balloon
Yes, condom tamponade.
Yeah, you use it
Yes,
before.
I've used it quite a number of times. It works.
It works.
It works.
Surprisingly.
It does.
Whether you use a single balloon or double balloon,
It works.
It works. I was surprised. I read about it, and the next time I tried it, it worked.
It works. Yes.
So a woman was on the ward recovering and realized that the blood trickling from the os was getting less and less and less, and then
yes, it does.
after deflating, everything is quiet.
It works.
These things, oh, wow, if you have encountered it, it's so surreal how it will save your head.
Yeah.
But at this rate, maternal mortality is always politically discussed, and regardless of how many hundred cesarean sections you've gotten right, if you get one wrong or a patient dies, everybody will question you, and you just really want to put in all your efforts to make the woman survive. Very interesting presentation, Dr. Lovi. And I think the ONG guys will maybe rate us or comment on your presentation.
They will call us for refresher courses.
they will call and criticize. Maybe you said something that shouldn't have been said.
Yeah.
Hey, ONG residents, you know who to call. Yes. So it's been great having you, and I'm sure my students, the general public, all of you out there who are considering a career in surgery or being a doctor, should know it's rewarding. We are in it, we're loving it, we're saving lives, and we're also trying to aspire to be great like those who trained us, those who came before us, alive and dead. And it's for that reason why we're still on the ground.
And thank you for the opportunity
Yeah.
to be interviewed. This is actually my very first
Oh,
interview. I hope I.
you
I
excel.
failed.
You excel. You excel like a serious section. Okay. So, Dr. Lovi, on any other situation, we'll I call on your expertise and surmise your opinion on any other thing as and when it becomes necessary or apparent. Your final word for those out there.
I would say don't give up when it's hard, because the reward will come after you put in some extra work. So extra work is needed. It's a prerequisite for success, actually.
Let me ask you this controversial question. What's your take on Kwacha?
Kwacha.
What's your take on Kwachering?
This one,
Yes, no, and then you can take it off.
can I sit on the fence?
Oh, okay. You want to be on the fence for now? Okay. All right. And
It
your
depends on the meaning of kwacha.
Oh, I mean, charging for your surgical services.
There's a controversy around it. If it doesn't, I don't think a doctor should have money exchanged directly between him and a patient.
You should go and take the envelope from the accounting office.
Exactly. Yes, especially in the government,
Okay. So
institution.
you criticize the means,
Yes,
the access.
the means, yes, but
Okay.
not the concept,
principle.
the principle of
Okay.
having some reimbursement for.
That's a very smart, one of the smartest answers so far. Let's leave it like that. All right. So thank you I hope you enjoyed our conversation here, and leave your comments, and you can also contact us, and we will be more than happy to respond. My name is Dr. Richard Ameti, once again, and that's Dr. Lovi. Yes. And salute.